thank you so much for taking the time, Randall. It's super nice to meet you, as I said. Do you want to, before we start talking about the proposal, give me and everyone watching a very quick introduction into yourself and how you got into crypto, especially? And yeah.
So I started in crypto 2012.
Oh,
I
wow.
got into Bitcoin one drunken night with a friend of mine who actually he had a dream. He was very drunk and he had a dream. And he said, "There's magic money on the internet, and we should buy some." And so he got up and essentially was like, "We should buy some Bitcoin." So we did. I actually lost all of that Bitcoin on a computer that my mom ended up tossing out with the wallet and everything, which had the passphrases and everything on the wallet. So that was my start into crypto. I moved into Cardano when I realized that that was the only blockchain that does peer-reviewed research, and that's what I do for a career. So I'm a biomedical scientist. I have a PhD, and I work at a university. I'm a university lecturer and research scientist. I was studying fatty liver disease, and now I've just begun researching diabetes and heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
I manage research teams and work with teams of people, so I have good lay of the land when it comes to managing people and getting the best out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and from there, I moved into sort of NFTs. And after getting rugged a few times, I decided that I was going to run a project that was entirely to give back to people. And so we minted some NFTs. Actually, used your platform to do it,
Nice.
and we haven't used any of the money that we raised through the project. So I've been funding the project personally, and I keep planning to do that or to look for funding outside. So the idea of people buying into the NFTs is to make sure that there's always the money that they put into the project, but for as long as possible, we will try not to spend that money. So we're trying to build a project that we can give back with,
Mm-hmm.
particularly to people who have been rugged in the past. So as part of that process, we've actually adopted 2 rug projects and added them to our family of projects now. So we have the Elysium Titans, which is the original project, and then we have a rug project, which was NF Devils. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and Secret Bull Society.
Okay. That's very interesting. I was just in a Twitter space a few days ago by someone who I think is from the community from NF Devils as well. So so tell me more about that project. Like how does it work exactly? What exactly is the plan? Giving back
So
to rock communities?
so we obviously started off as a play to earn model. So we were going to build a game that is a play to earn. But when we adopted more projects into this environment with no ADA, it became harder to add that value back to as many holders. So, and also, we're in a bear market now, so it's a little bit of a tricky situation. So I've personally funded building a few things. So we also have and a really easy to use end user minter. So you can put and upload your picture that you want to make an NFT or a video or an audio, and sign for one transaction and send it to whatever wallet you want. But the difference is you don't have to metadata, you don't have to do anything like that. You just put up the picture and it sends it to wherever you want. And this is something that we built for sort of, say you are a person who does an NFT for projects, but someone's birthday is coming up or something like that, and you want to send a one-off. It's a really easy way to do it. And so that was something that we started off with. We had a working NFT marketplace for the Titans,
Mm-hmm.
which was smart contracted and everything. But because of the way the bear market was going, and obviously when you have only one project, you're not really going to build the revenue or get the revenue. You need to keep personal nodes and things running. So we've put it on hold at the moment. And again, at the back end of what we plan to do with this Catalyst proposal, we hope to put that get that back up and running so that we can have a bit more flexibility with and competition in sort of the marketplaces space.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so sounds good. Sounds very like also a great goal to basically take those like rug projects and give them some utility that maybe makes it more valuable. I think
So
all of
long
us have.
term, they will fully integrate into the original project in that they will
Mhm.
all become a shareholder into the whole ecosystem. So we've actually renamed the ecosystem from Elysium Titans to the Trifecta, and essentially all projects own a share in the what would be the parent company.
So owning a share would also like actually mean revenue sharing.
Yes, it's a
Okay.
co-op model. So
Mhm.
holding shares equals ownership and equity on the model.
Okay, great. So what's your plan to basically build on NMaker and get out of this Catalyst proposal?
So the idea that we want to propose to Catalyst is, to NMaker at the moment is, so you guys already accept minting in outside of Cardano, which is
Mhm.
awesome. But we want to bring in the option to DEX aggregate all the fungible assets on Cardano and even outside of Cardano. So you look at Solana, or you look at Ethereum, the ERC20 tokens, and even now the BRC20 tokens. We want to be able to link them to their family DEXs, all the DEXs on each blockchain, so
Mhm.
that the best prices are aggregated together, and allow people to make those transactions for Cardano related assets through the NFT Maker API in real time.
Mhm.
But we're also looking at trying to build it as a multi-asset transaction. So you should be able to put in, if you've got fungible asset from, for example, Ape Society and Cardano Crocs Club, then can you link them both into one transaction to help fill up your full transaction to mint, for upcoming mints, or later on when we reopen the whatever the marketplace that I was talking about, then possibly do that as well for the marketplace.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
way, people find, the attention span in the NFT space is quite short, so people get distracted between the point where they go, this is the NFT I want to buy, to, oh wait a minute, I need to go to the DEX and convert tokens and come back. And so here's some way to smooth that process out. And also, a lot of people prefer and don't quite understand why they need to click quite as many times. If the services exist, why not integrate them? Because if the aggregator is integrated, then the DEX that has the best price still wins the fee in the
Mhm.
transaction. And so, nobody's losing out. I just think it's a really important tool to have.
So you would say it's basically like a payment functionality for purchasing NFTs essentially, but the idea would be if I have an NFT project and I only charge or only take like 100 society tokens or so, then instead of me as a customer needing to go to a DEX buying the society tokens, then coming back to the mint, then paying with the tokens, I can just go to this payment portal and then basically automatically buy it from the DEX, and then the DEX sends it to the
To the
payment
transaction builder.
address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's one way to think about it. The other way is, say you want to run a mint in 100 ADA,
Mhm.
but you as a minter, I as a minter don't have 100 ADA, then I can put in 20 ADA plus X amount of society plus Y amount of another token to build that 100,
Mhm.
rather than what has happened in the past where people have preset their sales to send us 50 ADA plus, my token only and this amount of it. What we can do is remove that option, because when you say 50 XYZ token, those tokens are not DEX linked. So when you start to move them around, their value isn't the same when the mint started versus their value when the mint ended. And so having them aggregated against DEX allows project holders and founders also to keep track of, where their assets are and how they're moving around.
Mhm.
And
I
also
think
there's
that's a really great idea actually, because it's making the market a lot more liquid in a way, and I always look at NFTs and in general crypto with the real world aspect and like how it actually solves problems. And I think there was something that Charles mentioned at some point many years ago, where essentially you could fractionalize all the property that you own into tokens, like the house, the car, and so on. And then if you have all these tokens in your wallet and you go to Starbucks and pay for it, it could just automatically convert them and then pay with like fractions of this. And of course, that's like a very, I don't know, almost dystopian and far-fetched future. But what you want to build is going into that direction.
In that
because
direction, yes.
Yeah.
Essentially, it takes your net worth and it tokenizes your entire net worth so that you're no longer locked in an asset while you still hold the assets, because I mean, you still hold the NFTs. So, it makes your net worth liquidable at all times.
Okay. Yeah, I really like that, actually. That's really cool. Okay, great. We're already at 10 minutes. So do you have any like last points, anything that you want the viewers to take away from this proposal and what they're really voting for?
I mean, so what people are voting for is the ability for the short-term attention span people. This is an ability to stop jumping between websites to do what you usually do. For new people and for people who don't understand what this will mean, is that we are going to bring DEXs outside of Cardano into Cardano, i.e. new wallets, new eyes, and new people into assets who think they want assets and can't get in because they don't usually bank with Cardano. Now they can very easily. But also, we have a very stacked team. So we've got developers who have devved on Cardano already, and some of our research and some of our market research, and also just the required research to do this project has already been done. So we're actually looking earlier than the timeline that we are thinking in the actual project proposal. So we spent out of pocket a little bit to get some of the market research done, and also to get some of the actual technical research done to make sure that this could be supported and achieved.
Wonderful. I think that's really nice to hear for everyone who supports the proposal. So yeah, thank you so much for explaining this to me and the viewers. And yeah, good luck in the vote.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick.